Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are diving into, well, a stack of really tactical sources. We're strapping ourselves in for some hyper-specific real estate lead generation talk. Our mission basically is to see how we can turn one platform, Lofty, into like an automated listing machine for passive leads.
That's right. And Lofty, for anyone who might not know it, is that integrated CRM and website platform. It used to be called Chime. You might notice that.
Yeah.
And yeah, the sources we looked at weren't just theory. No, they were like a step-by-step technical guide,
Mm.
really focused on creating and using one specific digital thing, a home valuation landing page.
Right. And the genius here, it seems, is tapping into that, that core curiosity every homeowner has. What's my place really worth right now? So
Yeah.
we're going to show you exactly how these sources say you can capture leads passively just by playing on that impulse.
Yeah, that curiosity is definitely the hook. And the optimized Lofty page, that's the engine doing the work. But okay, before we can actually use it, we have to build it right. That's step one.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack that. Let's start with the basics, the foundational technical stuff. So you're logged into Lofty. Where do we even start building this lead magnet?
It's actually pretty straightforward. You start by finding the marketing section. It's usually right there at the top of the dashboard.
Okay, marketing, got it.
Then on the left-hand side, there's that navigation panel. Look under the Tools menu, and right there you should see landing pages. Just click on that.
Okay, so you click Add a new landing page. And the sources, they were pretty specific about which template to use for this valuation tool, weren't they?
Oh yeah, very specific.
Yeah.
You don't want the standard listing templates. You need to scroll down a bit until you find the one dedicated to what's my home worth.
Hmm.
The sources actually said 3 rows down in the middle. Can't miss it, really.
3 rows down middle, okay.
And once you choose it, you got to name it something really clear, like home value test landing page or something. So you know exactly what it is when you look at your stats later.
Ah, good point. Naming it for tracking makes sense. Because once the page is saved, it's not just done, right? There are the other optimization steps for tracking and making sure it works.
Exactly. And what's interesting is how much focus there is on tracking right from the get-go. So after you create and save the page, you obviously have to hit publish. But then you immediately go to page tracking. Don't skip this.
Okay, page tracking. Why is that step so critical? The sources mention putting in a Facebook pixel ID here.
Yes, absolutely. That pixel, it's basically just a little piece of code. It tells Facebook or whatever ad platform you're using who visited this specific page and what they did.
Yeah.
So by tracking this home valuation page separately with its own pixel ID, well, you know for sure that every single lead or visitor tagged by this pixel came because they were curious about their home's value.
Ah, I see. So it gives you super clean data for like retargeting campaigns later on, laser focus.
Precisely. You're isolating that high intent group. And then just before you fully publish, there's the standard SEO step too, right?
Yeah, you got to maximize that organic visibility if you can.
Exactly. So you add in related keywords, things like, find my home value, what's my home worth, maybe add your city name in there too. Then you hit get analysis and publish it properly. That sets you up for the best possible digital reach for this core asset.
Okay, foundation laid. We have the optimized, trackable landing page built in Lofty. Now it's time to put this digital machine into action. The sources had this really specific, kind of clever tactic for posting the link on social media, Facebook especially, to get more clicks.
Yeah, this is a neat little trick, often overlooked, I think. You take that unique Lofty URL, it's usually pretty long and clunky looking,
Right.
and you paste it directly into the text box when you're making a Facebook post.
Right.
Then you just wait a second. Let Facebook generate that visual preview, the box with the image and the catchy text like, what's your home really worth?
Okay, and here's the part the sources really emphasized. Once that preview pops up.
Yes. You immediately go back into the text box, highlight that long, raw URL.
And delete it. Get rid of it.
Exactly. You delete it. So the long string of characters isn't cluttering up your post. It looks much cleaner, more professional.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because now the click is driven purely by that nice image preview and whatever short, engaging text you add. Something like find the true value of your home in seconds. Maybe toss in a house emoji or something. Makes it appealing.
Okay, nice and clean. But posting it isn't the end of the story, is it? The sources insisted there's like a required action plan after you post to boost engagement.
Yeah, absolutely. This is key for getting the algorithm on your side, apparently. First thing you do, hit the love reaction on your own post immediately. Signals activity right away.
Okay, like your own post. Got it.
Then leave a comment straight away. The example they gave was simple, something like, always here to help you make the most money. Just something to show there's already interaction happening on the post.
Does that initial flurry of activity, does it really still make a big difference with Facebook's algorithm, or is that maybe a bit dated?
Well, according to these sources, yes, it definitely does. That first burst signals relevance and engagement to the platform, makes it much more likely your post will actually show up in other people's feeds.
Interesting.
And the final, crucial step, distribution. You hit share, and then share that post to relevant local Facebook groups. The community groups, the neighborhood pages, places where people who might be thinking about selling are actually hanging out.
Yeah.
You got to actively push it out there.
Right, you're not just relying on people finding it on your business page or taking it to them.
Exactly.
Okay, that covers the digital side pretty well. But what really struck me was how the sources then pivoted immediately to physical marketing, using the exact same URL. Now we're talking QR codes.
Yeah, this is how you bridge the gap, right?
Yeah.
Take that passive online system and bring it offline. The sources recommended a specific tool for this, a free one, QR Monkey. The website was qrcode-mon.com.
qrcode-mon.com. It's super simple. You just copy your Lofty landing page URL, paste it into QR Monkey, hit generate QR code, and then download the image file it creates.
Okay, so now we have this physical, scannable thing that leads right back to our trackable Lofty page, our listing machine. Let's talk about how to use it. Application number 1 was the yard sign strategy. This one seemed really smart for targeting an often overlooked group.
Oh yeah, this targets, as the source material brilliantly put it, all the nosy neighbors.
Right. So when you have a house listed for sale,
Yeah, you take this new QR code, maybe print it on a little sign writer or even a separate small sign, and you stick it right there in the yard, next to your main for sale sign.
okay, but why target the neighbors specifically? Why are they so valuable here?
Well, think about it. Who's watching that sale down the street more closely than anyone? The neighbors. They're judging the price, watching the open house traffic, seeing how fast it sells, always comparing it to their own situation, their own home's potential value.
Good point. They're kind of like pre-sellers in stealth mode? Exactly. They're high intent, but still in that looking phase. So you put this sign out offering a free valuation. You hit them right when their curiosity is absolutely piqued by the activity next door. And the best part, it works automatically. No need for them to talk to an agent yet. It's lead capture running 24/7 while that listing is active.
So what kind of message should be on that QR code sign to really grab them?
Something direct, maybe a little provocative, like, would you sell your home for the right price? Or just simple, get your home's value instantly. Scan here. The goal is just to make them pause, scan that code out of curiosity, and bam, they're in your lead funnel.
That's really efficient. Okay, so building on using active listings, let's talk open houses, another temporary but high impact use for the same sign.
Right, and this plays on a really interesting statistic that was in the sources. Get this, about 40% of people who go to open houses are actually thinking about selling their own home.
Wait, 40%?
Yeah,
Seriously?
right.
That's almost half the people walking through.
I know, it's a huge number. Why are they there? Well, the sources suggest they're doing recon, basically.
Market research.
Yeah, they want to see the competition, check the condition, see how houses are being staged, get a feel for the market, but without having to raise their hand and say, hey, I might sell soon.
Okay, that makes total sense. So when you're hosting an open house, you put that same QR code valuation sign out in the yard?
Exactly, because now you're hitting two birds with one stone.
How so?
Well, you've got the actual potential buyers coming into the house,
Yeah.
but you've also got all those neighbors driving by. They see the open house activity, maybe they don't want to stop in, but they're curious about how this sale impacts their home value. They see the sign, scan the code.
And you capture their info too. Wow, it basically turns the open house into this dual opportunity, finding a buyer for this house and finding your next listing down the street.
Precisely. It's just a really tactical way to squeeze maximum value out of that temporary market exposure.
Okay, so beyond yard signs, the sources got really granular about creating physical handouts like door hangers and stickers. They even gave specific Avery or Canva template numbers, which was impressive detail.
It really was. Super practical stuff. They highlighted two main things here. First, door hangers. They recommended template 116150. Again, same basic message. Scan here to get your value. But the really clever bit, designing it with two tearaways at the bottom.
Tearaways, like little perforated tabs.
Yeah. So maybe one has the QR code again, and the other has your contact info, or just a reminder. Give the homeowner a couple of ways to keep the information or act on it later.
I like that. It makes the hanger feel more useful, less likely to just get tossed immediately. What about the sticker idea?
That was template 100-863. It's a sticker that's just a bit bigger than a standard business card.
Hmm.
The idea here is flexibility. You can print sheets of these QR code stickers pretty cheaply. Then you can just slap them onto existing door hangers you might already have, or add them to flyers, mailers, whatever physical marketing you're already doing in an area. It's a quick way to add this lead gen tool to anything.
So the overall goal with these physical items is pretty straightforward then.
Yeah.
Just get that QR code in front of people in a specific neighborhood or farming area. Saturate it.
Yep, you want to make it almost impossible for a curious homeowner in your target zone not to see that prompt, scan it, and sign in. It drives leads directly into your Lofty system.
It really ties everything together. Every piece of marketing, digital or physical, funnels people back to that one single trackable valuation page in Lofty. It's kind of relentless, playing on that homeowner curiosity.
That's the beauty of it. Unified funnel.
Yeah.
Maximum exposure.
Okay, let's try and synthesize this. If you're listening, what's the big strategic takeaway here?
I think it's the power of, singular efficiency. You build one really solid technical asset, that Lofty home valuation page, optimized and trackable. And then you deploy that single asset across multiple, very specific channels. You hit the digital space with that Facebook post trick. You capture passive interest with the yard signs near active listings at open houses. And you go direct with the door hangers and stickers in your target zones. The whole engine runs on that one simple, powerful human impulse: what's my house worth?
Yeah, it genuinely sounds like it could turn the platform into a real listing machine, like the sources claimed. Okay, now for that final provocative thought we like to leave you with, the sources mentioned, just briefly, a future strategy they'd cover, using RPR to get a free list of people who are already likely selling their homes.
Right, RPR Realtors Property Resource. That big data tool from NAR. It lets you dig into property data, owner info, market trends. So yeah, using RPR to generate a list of likely sellers, that shifts things, doesn't it? You'd be going from passively waiting for curious leads to actively targeting a pre-identified list, people already showing signs of selling.
Exactly. So here's the question to think about. If you have that specific list of likely sellers from RPR, how does that change how you'd use this QR code strategy we just discussed? Would you tailor the messaging on the sign or the door hanger differently for them? Would the QR code become a more focused tool for that specific list? Or is the real power of this particular QR code valuation tool maximized when you use it as a wider net, just capturing general curiosity from anyone in the neighborhood, known or unknown leads?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Does it work better wide or sharp?
Something for you to chew on as you think about putting these tactics into practice.